Hey there guys, it's Orms Plays here today. So I've got another video for you guys. So today we're talking about Tales of the Empire basically. I know I'm a bit late on this one, but I just wanted to give you my thoughts. I do apologise for the lateness, but as they say, better late than never. So yeah, Tales of the Empire was a nice surprise for May 4th for Star Wars Day. So yeah, we just got a bunch of shorts of two stories basically. One was about Morgan Elsbeth and her journey basically, and the other was about Barris, who we haven't seen since the Clone Wars. So yeah, just gonna have a little chat about them basically, and give you my thoughts. I will be talking about some spoilers, so be warned. Okay, right. So Tales of the Empire. It was a nice surprise, basically. I quite enjoyed it, to be honest, I think. And I do think Tales of the Jedi was a bit better than Tales of the Empire, don't get me wrong. Just because, I don't know, because in that it was about Ahsoka and a young Count Dooku. I still enjoyed the stories in this, don't get me wrong, but I think Tales of the Jedi was a lot more interesting, especially Dooku's story. Um, but yeah, he was just like really good, that story, I would say, about Dooku. But yeah, Tales of the Empire, Morgan Elsbeth. Let's talk about her story first. Obviously, we've seen her in Mandalorian and Ahsoka, so we know a little bit about her. She's a Night Sister from Dathomir. But yeah, obviously, the first episode, we get to see another perspective of when General Grievous, can I just say, he looked really good in this show. Like the animation, like we ain't seen him for ages. He just looks so good. Couldn't believe it. But yeah, we get to see her perspective of when General Grievous was sent to Dathomir to hunt Ventress. And then obviously he and the droids wiped out all the Night Sisters pretty much. But yeah, that was really cool seeing him. Getting to see like other clans on Dathomir as well, like the Mountain Clan was quite interesting because I didn't realise there was any other clans besides the Night Sisters and the Night Brothers. So that was interesting. The second episode was really interesting because we get to see Morgan Elsbeth was actually the reason the TIE Defender program was in full force under Grand Admiral Thrawn in Rebels. So it was actually her designs, basically, it seemed. And we got to see Captain Paleon, who was seen in the Shadow Council in Mandalorian Season 3, which was pretty cool. And we got to see Rook from Rebels in a Clone Wars animation, which was pretty sick. Because when we saw him, he obviously got killed by Zeb in the Rebels. But yeah, that was neat seeing him because he was obviously Thrawn's assassin in Rebels. But yeah, that was nice seeing him. That was a pretty good surprise, to be fair. But yeah, and then obviously we see Thrawn as well, the main man himself. But he looks so good in the Clone Wars animation, like compared to the Rebels animation style. Don't get me wrong, I like the Rebels animation, but he looks so much better in this animation. It looks so good, honestly. I couldn't believe it. And then obviously the third episode from Morgan Elsbeth is a little further in the timeline, during like the Mandalorian New Republic era, basically. And obviously she's like the Manageri or something, I think. Um, of that town on Corvus. So yeah, and she's got like the Beskar spear and all that. But yeah, And obviously, that was a pretty good episode. I'd probably say the first two were better, but I did enjoy it. But yeah, obviously, New Republic shows up and it doesn't go well for them. And then, obviously, from there, we know what happens from Mandalorian and Ahsoka. So yeah, I'd probably say I quite enjoyed the Morgan Elsbeth story more than the Barris story, to be honest. But yeah, going into Barris's story, we haven't seen her since season 5 of Clone Wars, I believe. Yeah, because obviously she was obviously like best friends with Ahsoka, and then obviously she betrayed her, and she kind of lost her way. Yeah, so she obviously framed Ahsoka for like the bombing of the Jedi Temple and murdering this other person that was involved as well. So yeah, and then obviously Anakin managed to find her and bring her in, arrest her. But yeah, but the first episode of her story in this picks up with her in her prison cell on Coruscant, and she can obviously hear the massacre at the Jedi Temple during Order 66. So yeah. And then later on in the episode, we see Lynn, the fourth sister, the Inquisitor, who we briefly see in the Obi-Wan show, because she was more like a background, like Inquisitor character in that show. But we get to see a lot more of her in this show. So yeah. She recruits Barris to join Inquisitorius. And we get to see Jason Isaacs reprise as well as the Grand Inquisitor as well, which is pretty cool. We get to see the Inquisitor that Ahsoka kills in Tales of the Jedi as well. And the Inquisitor Marok, who's in the Ahsoka show, who we didn't get much information about him, but he's still a bit of a mystery. But obviously he doesn't really last long in the Ahsoka show. So yeah, that character's still a bit of a mystery, to be honest. Maybe we'll get something about it one day, who knows. But, and then obviously we see the main man himself, Darth Vader, which was great. I would never say no to seeing Darth Vader to anything. I'll take any Vader action, so, you know. But yeah, that was the first episode of Barris' story. And then we got the second episode, the fourth sister, and obviously Barris go to this planet to go find this Jedi. It was a pretty sick episode because, I won't lie, the fourth sister was pretty badass, but it was pretty brutal what she did. She pretty much murdered a whole village. Obviously, except for this one kid, because Barris, because the kid was hugging Barris. But yeah, they find the Jedi at the end, and then obviously Barris turns back to the light side, which was quite interesting. But yeah, so yeah, she obviously turns to the light side and then defeats the fourth sister, and then we get into the last and final episode of the series in general, where we find out that some time has gone by and Barris has become a healer basically in the Force. So she's turned back to the light and she's just going around like healing people. And obviously this family come to her with their kid, basically saying that the Empire's hunting for their child. And it seems like it's because of the M count, which we get more information about in like the Bad Batch and that. So yeah. And obviously the fourth sister, Lynn, shows up. So yeah. So Barris and her have a little confrontation. They go into this cave. Lynn basically gets lost in the cave. And yeah, so Barris gets stabbed by her by a lightsaber. It's not very clear if she's dead or alive, it's kind of like an open ended, I guess. So she could be, but we don't know. I mean, I would love to see her be alive still, because I would be interested to see if she meets Ahsoka again, especially after she framed her as well. I want to see what Ahsoka's reaction would be like, but it's not very clear if she survived or not. But in doing so, she kind of turned Lynn back to the light side, it seemed. So it kind of seems that Lynn might not be an Inquisitor anymore, maybe. Because I'm not sure if this takes place before the Obi-Wan show or after, so I'm not sure. But obviously Barris has aged a little bit, but who knows. But other than that, I quite enjoyed the show. The animation was great, and I got no complaints about it. But yeah, I think for the show, I did quite enjoy it, and I do wonder if this is like a new series that they're gonna do on Disney Plus now, like the Tales series. Obviously, we've got Tales of Jedi, now Empire. So I wonder if they'll do like a Tales of the Sith or clones or bounty hunters or droids, maybe. Who knows? I'll be down for that. But yeah, I want to know what you guys think. So let me know what you thought about the show, and I will have a read through with your comments. So yeah, I'm going to leave you there. So don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, bye.